What's going on, guys? This is Ryan with the RK Outpost, and as Star Wars fans continue to argue about the movies as they always will, more and more people over the last few years have come to the realization of something that so many of us knew from the beginning. The Disney trilogy, the Disney Star Wars Sequel Trilogy, is absolutely hot garbage. But it's one thing for fans to say that, for fans to reject these movies. It's another thing entirely for it to be declared garbage in a court of law. Yes, that's right. The Sequel Trilogy has officially, legally been declared as trash. Take a look at this story. It's hilarious. This is, I mean, how many embarrassing things can happen for Disney Lucasfilm? I don't know, but this definitely is just another one on top of the pile of shit that they have already accumulated. Ninth Circuit Court Judge Kenneth K. Lee calls The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker mediocre and schlocky and ConAgra ruling. Now, it's very interesting to see how this ended up coming to light, how a reference to the Star Wars sequel trilogies being garbage ended up in a legal ruling. But it is in there. And it wasn't just the Ninth Circuit Court. It was also the Alabama Attorney General dunking on Disney Star Wars after the Ninth Circuit Court ruling. So let's see what was actually said, how this all came up, and why now, legally, the Star Wars sequel trilogy is now considered trash. Alabama Attorney General Steve Marshall added his voice to a growing chorus that is dunking on Disney's Star Wars sequel trilogy. On June 1st, Ninth Circuit Court Judge Kenneth K. Lee took a shot at Disney's Star Wars sequel trilogy in a ruling regarding a class action lawsuit against ConAgra Foods, Inc. In the ruling, Judge Lee used the Disney Star Wars films in an analogy, comparing them to a statement ConAgra made regarding Western Oil's use of the phrase 100% natural. Judge Lee wrote, "Under the settlement, ConAgra agreed to refrain from marketing Western Oil as 100% natural. That sounds great, except they already abandoned the strategy in 2017, 2 years before the parties agreed, for reasons it claims were unrelated to this. Even worse, ConAgra's promise not to use the phrase 100% natural appears meaningless because ConAgra doesn't even own Western Oil. In reality, this promise is meaningful and enduring as the proposal in the final rose ceremony on The Bachelor. Simply put, Richardson, the new owner, can resume using the 100% natural label anytime it wishes, thereby depriving the class of any value theoretically after enforced by the junction. They thus agreed not to do something which it lacks the power to do." This is when he brings up Star Wars. And as you can see from Ted Frank, he tweets it out, appellate Twitter, in a legal fucking ruling. This is hilarious. This is hilarious. He then roasted Disney Star Wars sequel trilogy, writing, "That's like George Lucas promising no more mediocre and schlocky Star Wars sequels shortly after selling the franchise to Disney. Such a promise would be illusory." In a footnote, he specifically referred to The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker. So, look at this shit. This is hilarious. So he puts it in there, right? He puts it in there. That's like George Lucas promising that there would be no more bad Star Wars sequels in here. In the footnote, as evident by Disney's production of The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker. So basically he's saying, just by the fact that these movies exist, that's all the proof I need to say that they're trash in this legal ruling, which is hilarious. And to be honest, he's not wrong. Attorney General Steve Marshall would get in on the action, adding his own thoughts. And here is the Attorney General of Alabama. "Extremely proud to be part of this huge victory for consumers. My only regret is not having been able to save them from the huge disaster of the Disney Star Wars sequel trilogy." So you have several different lawmakers somehow getting in on shitting on Disney Star Wars, which is just glorious. The hits against the Disney Star Wars sequel trilogy keep coming. One has to wonder who will take the next shot. Who's your money on to take the next shot at Disney and their Star Wars sequel trilogy? You'd think that everybody who's going to come out against it would have already happened. Some of us saw this from the beginning. Some of us saw this from Force Awakens, that it was empty, shallow, hollow, that it was just not anything related to George Lucas's Star Wars. It was a J.J. Abrams House of Cards, mystery boxes that some people wanted to imagine what it could lead to. But the thing was, there was no plan. There was never any plan. I think it was pretty plain to see from the beginning, as someone who was already a little bit jaded against Disney and highly skeptical of why they were doing this. But it takes other people a while to get to it. For some people, it was The Force Awakens. For some, it was The Last Jedi. And then finally, the nail in the coffin for some people was The Rise of Skywalker. Either way, It's tough to sit here at this point and say that the Disney Star Wars Sequel Trilogy is anything but an absolute disaster for Lucasfilm. And now it is in legal writing. Disney Star Wars sequels are trash. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching, everyone, and a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.